Question 7 says, how many different arrangements are there of the 9-letter words in which the two T's are together? Okay, so we have 9 letters. I, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and the two T's should be together. All right. So what I can do is I can just remove this over here. Let's make a box for these two T's. And how many letters I have remaining? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So I have I, N, E, L, L, E, and C. So we'll treat this as one unit. Now, how many total numbers I have to arrange? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the total arrangements of these 8 letters will be 8 factorial. Now, whenever it says it is, if two letters or two people are together, you put them in a single box and treat that as one, because they will always move together. So this is the total uh, number of arrangements we'll have for these 8 different letters. Okay, we're treating these two T's as one. However, because there is repetition, right? What is the repetition? E is repeating 2 times, so we'll divide this by 2 factorial, and L is repeating 2 times, so we'll also add 2 factorial again. So 8 divided by 2 factorial into 2 factorial. For this in your calculators, you will get your answer is 10,080. In part B, it says how many different arrangements are there of the 9 letters in which there's a T at each end. So I will just add a T over here. Okay. And the two E's are not next to each other. Now, how many places do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Now, if the two E's are not next to each other, the E can be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, these two E's can be put in two places. Two out of these 8 places, they can be put in any of these two. So for E's, I can have the total number of possible combinations will be 8p2, but we'll divide this by 2 factorial as the E's will be repeating, right? And then the remaining letters will arrange independently. What are the remaining letters? I, N, we are done with E, L, L, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, there'll be 5 letters remaining because these 5 letters now, I mean, 5 letters की arrangement कैसे होगी? Will it be 5 factorial? Yes, this should be 5 factorial, right? तो इसको मैं कर लेता हूँ, इनकी 5 factorial होगी divided by 2 factorial. Can someone please put this in your calculator? मैं भी कर लेता हूँ उसको. So 8, I hope I haven't made any mistake. P2 divided by 2 multiplied by 5 factorial. Where is factorial? Okay, 5 into 4 into 2, 4 into 3 into 2 divided by 2. So there is a small mistake. We are not getting the correct answer with this one. Maybe I have made a mistake. Okay, let me just check. So हाँ, ये 7 मैंने गलत कर दिया, बताता हूँ कैसे. देखो यहाँ पे हैं 5 लेटर्स आ सकते हैं ना, राइट? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, राइट? यहाँ पे 5 लेटर्स आ सकते हैं. दीज लेटर्स आर I, N, L, L, and C. So these will arrange themselves. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial, and then multiplied by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this should have been 6p2 divided by 2 factorial. I think ये होना है. There are 6 places for the 2's. So let me just 6 into 5 divided by 2 is 15, multiplied by 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 divided by 2, and the answer is 900. And this is the correct answer. Okay? I'll just explain it again. It said two T's at each end, which means I will put two T's at each end. Now the two E's are not next to each other, which means there are 5 letters remaining. I put the 5 letters over here. And for those two E's, these are the places remaining: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the 6 places remaining, and there are 2's, so their arrangement will be 6p2 dividing by 2 factorial, because the 2's are exactly the same. And then the 5 letters arrangement will be 5 factorial divided by 2 factorial. So the final answer will become 900. In part C, it says that 4 letters are selected at random from the 9 letters in the word intellect. Find the percentage of the possible selections which contain at least one E and exactly one T. So in the first step, what we'll say is that the total number of possible selections is 9C4. If you put this in the calculator, 9C4 will be 126. Now it is saying out of these 126 selections, how many contain exactly one E, sorry, at least one E and exactly one T. So it means it could be one E, one T, but as there are two E's, so I can just write it like this. This can repeat, right? And then the remaining two could be anything. And as it said exactly one E, it could have been two E's as well, right? So if I put two E's over here and exactly one T, so this will become, and the last could be anything. So यहाँ पे आ जाएगा for two selections, this is 5C2, and this will also be 5C2. But because if you look over here, there are two different T's, so there will be two more combinations. ठीक है, I'm not drawing up all the combinations over here. I will just write it over here like this. Okay, out of two E's, any one E was over here. Out of two T's, any one T was over here. And then the two remaining spots are to be chosen from the remaining five, right? So that's the first part. So this will become 2 times 2, which is 4. And 4 times 5, C2 is 10. So that will become total possible selection is 40. And now, as we have two E's, because it said at least one E, so this is two E's are over here. Out of the two T's, I can put any one T over here, and this last spot will be chosen from any of the remaining 5 letters. So this will become 5 multiplied by 2, which is equals to 10. So there are total 50 possible selections. You will say the percentage will be 50 divided by 126 multiplied by 100. Substitute this in your calculators. So 50 divided by 126 multiplied by 100, that is 39.68. So 39.68%, and this will become 39.7% as your final answer.